Hey everyone, and welcome back. We like to keep our ears to the ground when it comes to all things crypto, and well, one thing we keep hearing about is Ripple and XRP, even with the price climbing lately. Some people are saying XRP still has a ton of room to grow, so we wanted to take a look at that today. Is it possible that XRP is still super undervalued?
Yeah, it's a great question. When you look at how investors are valuing Ripple on platforms like LinkedIn, you get what's called an implied valuation. It's kind of like a crowdsourced estimate of what the company's worth, based on things like their assets and future potential. And get this, Ripple's implied valuation has more than doubled recently, hitting $20 billion.
Wow, so people are really feeling pretty good about Ripple's future.
Yeah.
But what's making them so confident?
Well, one thing that really stands out is Ripple's huge stash of XRP. They're holding it in something called escrow. We're talking about a whopping 40 billion XRP. Now with XRP's current price around $2.08, that escrow alone is worth over $83 billion.
Hold on. So you're saying Ripple's own XRP holdings are worth like 4 times more than what the entire company is estimated at. That seems like a pretty big difference.
Exactly. And that's a big reason why some people think XRP could be seriously undervalued. You've got this massive asset on the one hand and a much lower company valuation on the other. Makes you wonder if the market is really seeing XRP's full potential.
Yeah, that's a great point. It sounds like we need to understand more about why XRP is considered so valuable in the first place. Is it just because there's a lot of it? Or is there something else going on?
There's definitely more to the story. One analyst, Ali Martinez, is predicting XRP could hit $8.40 by 2025. That's his conservative target. He even has a super optimistic target of $48.
Wow, those are some bold predictions. But he seems to think XRP is about to break free from some kind of 7-year downtrend, which could cause the price to surge.
Right.
So is there something fundamental changing with XRP, or is this just market speculation?
This is where things get really interesting. Ripple isn't just sitting on all that XRP. They're actively building a business around it.
Okay.
They're moving into things like stable coins and custody services. Those are areas that are seeing huge growth in the crypto world.
So they're diversifying, not putting
Yeah,
all their eggs in one basket.
exactly. And that diversification could be a big reason why both Ripple and XRP see growth in the future. Just look at Tether, another stablecoin company. They're making more profit than giants like BlackRock. It really shows you the potential of this market.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So Ripple is really making some moves here. But I'm curious, how do these other ventures actually affect the value of XRP?
And they're not just kind of jumping on the stablecoin bandwagon. They're really positioning themselves to capitalize on this whole trend. They recently launched their own stablecoin, leveraging, their network and expertise.
Okay, I see what they're doing. So they're making some smart moves outside of just holding XRP.
Hmm.
But I'm still wondering, how do these other ventures actually tie back into the value of XRP itself?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Imagine a world where Ripple's stablecoin takes off, like it becomes a big player, used for everyday transactions. Suddenly you have this huge demand, people wanting to switch between regular currencies and the stablecoin. And guess what helps make those conversions happen? XRP.
Oh, I get it. So XRP becomes like the bridge, the essential link for all those transactions. So even if people aren't directly buying XRP to invest, they might still end up using it without even realizing it.
Exactly. And that's where the real potential comes in. As Ripple's business grows and they find more ways to use XRP,
The demand could go through the roof.
absolutely.
Okay, so it's not just about what the price of XRP might do in the short term. It's about looking at the big picture, like how Ripple's whole business strategy is playing out and how that's going to affect XRP in the long run.
Yeah.
But let's be real, there's going to be some challenges too, right? What are some of the hurdles they might face?
Oh, for sure. It's not all going to be easy. One of the biggest things they're dealing with is the whole regulatory uncertainty. Governments are still trying to figure out how to handle crypto,
Yeah.
and that can create a lot of roadblocks for companies like Ripple.
Yeah, I can imagine. We've seen regulators clamp down on certain crypto projects in the past, so how could that impact Ripple and XRP?
Well, if regulators come in and start imposing all sorts of restrictions or try to classify XRP in a way that makes it hard to use, that could definitely limit its growth.
So it sounds like Ripple needs some clarity from regulators to really succeed. Are they doing anything to try and address that?
Absolutely. They've been super proactive, engaging with regulators, pushing for clear rules,
Yeah.
and showing that they're committed to following the rules. It's an ongoing process,
Okay.
but I think they're making headway.
That's good to hear. It sounds like they're on the right track. But even if they get past all the regulatory hurdles, don't they still have to worry about competition? I mean, you've got traditional financial institutions, fintech startups, and even other crypto projects, all trying to get a piece of that same market.
Yeah, competition is definitely a factor, no doubt about it. But I think Ripple has a few things that give them an edge. First, their technology is built from the ground up for cross-border payments. It's faster, cheaper, and more efficient than the old systems like SWIFT.
Okay, so they've got a tech advantage. What else?
Well, they've already got a huge network. Remember, they've partnered up with hundreds of banks and financial institutions around the world. That gives them a massive head start in terms of getting people to use it.
So they're not just building something cool in a vacuum. They're actually integrating it into the way things work right now.
Exactly. And then you've got their team. They've been in the game for a while. They've learned a lot along the way.
So it seems like they're in a pretty good position to keep moving forward and keep pushing the boundaries in this space.
I think so. They're definitely a company to keep your eye on.
Me too. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. From whether XRP might be undervalued to all the different things Ripple's been up to, it's clear there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story. And it's still unfolding.
Exactly. And for our listeners, I think the big takeaway is this. Ripple and XRP aren't just hype. There's a real effort here to change the way we move money around the world.
It's a journey.
We've seen the potential, we've talked about the challenges, and we've gotten a glimpse of what the future could hold.
For sure.
So as always, we encourage you to do your own research,
Yeah,
stay informed, and come to your own conclusions.
absolutely.
The crypto world is full of exciting opportunities, and Ripple and XRP are definitely right up there leading the way. But before we wrap up, I keep thinking about this one question. What if all the regulatory stuff gets sorted out and more people start using XRP? Could it actually become a major player in the global financial system? It really feels like we're on the edge of something big here.
It's definitely a possibility. I think for our listeners, the key is to just keep watching. The story's not over yet.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up our look into Ripple and XRP. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep your finger on the pulse of the crypto world. Okay, so we're back. And we've talked about the potential, we've talked about the challenges, but the big question still remains. Could XRP really become like a major force in global finance?
Yeah, it's the question everyone's asking. But I gotta say, there are some really strong arguments in favor of XRP.
Okay, I'm listening. What makes you think it could actually have a real impact?
Well, just think about how the world moves money right now. It's slow, it's expensive, it's all based on these outdated systems. XRP is designed to fix that. I mean, first of all, it can settle transactions in seconds, way faster than traditional methods like SWIFT.
Yeah, I can see how that speed would be a game changer, especially these days.
Yeah.
But it can't just be about speed, right?
No, of course not. Cost is a huge factor, too. XRP transactions are incredibly cheap compared to what you pay for a traditional cross-border payment, with all those fees. Businesses and individuals are always looking to save money, and XRP offers a real solution.
So speed and cost are definitely big pluses for XRP. But are those enough to really disrupt the whole global financial system? I mean, those are some pretty powerful players.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. But I think that's where Ripple's strategy is really smart. They're not trying to blow everything up. They're working within the system to make it better.
You mean with those partnerships we talked about?
Yeah.
Working with the banks and financial institutions instead of fighting them?
Exactly. By collaborating with the established players, Ripple's building trust and gaining credibility in the industry, which is huge if they want people to start using XRP.
It makes sense. It's a lot easier to adopt something new when you see the big players already using it.
Right.
So it's kind of like they're playing the long game, building relationships, and proving that XRP has real value.
Exactly. And it's not just banks either. Ripple's looking at all sorts of other ways to use XRP. Things like micropayments, remittances, even the gaming industry. They're really thinking big, trying to reach as many people as possible.
Wow. So many possibilities. But we got to be realistic too. Even with all these positive things going for it, there's still some major obstacles to overcome. Like we mentioned, the regulatory uncertainty before.
Oh, absolutely. The whole regulatory landscape is still kind of a mess, and that's a challenge for anyone in crypto.
So how are they dealing with that? Is there any hope for things to get better?
Well, they're definitely not just sitting around waiting. Ripple's been super active, talking to regulators, trying to get some clear guidelines in place, and showing that they're serious about following the rules.
That's good.
It's a process, but I think they're moving in the right direction.
That's encouraging. It sounds like they're doing everything they can to build trust with regulators.
They are.
And as more clarity emerges, who knows? Maybe that'll open the door for even greater adoption. It really feels like we're at a turning point here, if things keep moving in the right direction. With regulations, with innovation, with adoption, XRP could really change the game.
It could. And for our listeners, the message is clear. Keep watching Ripple and XRP. This story is far from over.
Couldn't agree more. Well, we've explored the potential, we've seen the challenges, we've talked about what the future might hold, and it's clear that Ripple is working hard to make XRP a major player in finance.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
It has. So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Ripple and XRP. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep your finger on the pulse of the crypto world.